Good afternoon and welcome. Welcome indeed, yes, to a Tuesday edition of the Mark Mosey Show podcast as we are broadcasting live here from the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Take back control of your life. I say this all the time. Call them today, 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. It's Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney. Yes, the studio's here in Central Florida on a Tuesday, and we're going to kick off the show today with my great friend, Alan Zlotorzynski, Brevard Sports Network. My man, how you doing today?
I'm doing good, bud. A little under the weather today, but you know what? I'm ready. I'm ready for spring, man.
You are. You're a little under the weather. Well, thank you for doing this with me. I appreciate it, buddy. I do. I appreciate it. So let's start with some news and notes here on a Tuesday from the standpoint. We got some NFL news, and we start with a story that you broke yesterday morning that the Kansas City Chiefs released our guy here in Brevard County, former Cocoa Tiger, former Florida Gator, Jawaan Taylor. He had 1 year left pretty much on the deal. He was set to make about $20 million. What were your thoughts on this story, Alan?
I was not shocked by this. If you know how these NFL teams operate, Mark, I don't think anybody was shocked by this. His cap number this year was $27 million, which is a lot of money for a right tackle. So, you know, I kind of talked about this with some other people last year, where I felt like last year, you know, I actually told a few people this will be his last year in Kansas City unless he either restructures or they trade him. But you just don't see a lot of people or a lot of players, Mark, play out the last years of those contracts. You just don't. And so it didn't come as a great shock to me that Jawaan Taylor will be released. And look, he's 28 years old. He'll sign another 2, 3, 4-year deal somewhere else. He'll be just fine.
Yeah, they made the move to get under the cap space for the new season there at Kansas City. He started that Super Bowl, against Philadelphia, the game they got pounded in. He's been in the league, like you said, for a couple years, 28 years old, started the Jaguars, Chiefs. I'm with you. Jawan's a great guy. He's going to find another home. I know you've been to his camps here in Brevard County as well. Tell us a little about Jawaan from that standpoint, behind the scenes, what type of guy he is.
Jawan's a great guy. He always has been. He's always given back to this community, from camps to helping local businesses to, I think 1 year he did a big Thanksgiving thing where he fed a lot of people. Jawaan is Brevard County through and through. He's one of the guys that have gone on to play in the NFL that's truly, truly given back to this community. And look, excuse me, I know a lot's been made about the penalties and things like that. But for 4 years or 3 years, the guy played in 2 AFC championships, 2 Super Bowls, won one. You know, he had a pretty good run in Kansas City.
Yeah, he did. It's funny. You see this all the time in the NFL. A team signs a player to a big contract. Yeah, great move. Then the minute you start playing, kind of like when you buy a vehicle on a lot, the minute you take it off the lot, the team is thinking, all right, how can we get rid of this contract? That's what happens all the time.
Yeah, and his family's great. His mom, Miss Wendy's, terrific. His brother, you know, in the funeral home business. They are just a terrific family. Jawan's a great guy.
Yeah, so he'll find another home, like you said, still only 28 years old. Again, for people watching this nationally, right? Because we know this here on the coast. So Jawaan Taylor played at Cocoa. Who are his teammates who also made it? It's Charney Gardner-Johnson, and was there anyone else on that team?
Jamel Dean was at the tail end there, kind of. Jamel Dean, Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. He played with some studs. And here's the thing. Those guys never won a state championship. They ran into the great Booker Washington teams out of Miami for 5 straight years.
That is wild when you think about that. That's the team that did not win. I know, look, I wouldn't say it to their face, all right? They're great guys, but that's a crazy stat when you bring that up. So there's one for the NFL, and I appreciate you breaking that news yesterday with Brevard Sports Network. Let's go to this other one, and I want your thoughts on this, okay? Because I've already made my yelling comment, if you want to put it that way. Vegas is going with the number one landing spot that they think Max Crosby's going to go to is my Chicago Bears this offseason. I do not want him on the Bears. I don't want to give up the draft capital. I don't want to give up DJ Moore. I don't want it. I don't under any circumstance. And he's a hell of a player. And he's also about 28. I do not want to trade him under any circumstance. What about you, Alan?
I'd love to have him.
Oh, you would, huh?
Oh, yeah. I mean, the Ravens were horrible at rushing the passer last year. I think that a couple of years ago when your Bears traded, the Khalil Macks of the world, remember that? And they really stripped the Roquan Smiths and really stripped that defense down, Mark. They did it to get to where they are today, okay? And so here they are. Now you're on the other side of this. Now you're looking for a piece that's going to put you over the top. You have to ask yourself, do you want to be the Miami Dolphins and keep acquiring draft capital for players that you don't know that are going to be proven in this league? Or do you want to go get the one or two pieces that you know are proven in this league and give up the unproven? I understand what you're saying, but I've seen far too many teams collect draft capital and never being able to do anything with it.
So here's the question. You got to ask yourself, do you feel like if you're the Bears, we are one player away on defense to getting to the Super Bowl? Are we right there? Do you put all the chips in? Is this the final piece? Because look, last year at this time, Green Bay thought they were one player away, called up the Cowboys, and gave up 2 first-round picks to get Parsons, right? And look, they were right there for the division. They made the playoffs, but he got injured, so it didn't work out last year.
Yeah, well, it was a fluke thing. And so how do we know how the Packers would have performed with Roquan Smith in that lineup for the rest of the year? They were playing pretty damn good football. That defense was unbelievable.
You're talking – yeah, you're talking Parsons, right?
Parsons.
Yeah,
Micah
no
Parsons.
worries.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So you're going
Micah Parsons. And so, that defense was pretty good, Mark.
They were.
And we know that, look at the Super Bowl we ended up with, Sam Darnold, so who knows what could have happened there, right? Listen, I'm going to disagree with you. I think if you got to this point, if your front office has gotten you to this point and you believe that you're 1 or 2 pieces away and you have an opportunity to get those 1 or 2 pieces, I think you got to go get them. Mark, the windows in this league, look at the Ravens, Mark.
I agree.
Look at the Baltimore Ravens. The windows to win these Super Bowls, they do not stay open for more than 2, 3, at most 4 years at a time. You're not going to see New England Patriot type dynasties anymore, Mark. You're not going to see that. So I think if Max Crosby is a piece the Bears need, then you give up what you got to give up to go get him.
All right, so here's what I'm hearing, the rumors. And look, these could be completely false. You'd have to give up possibly DJ Moore, your number 1 wide receiver, a first-round pick, and maybe a 5th-round pick as well. Would you do that straight up to go get Max Crosby?
No, I would not give up DJ Moore.
See, that's my – I would not either.
I'll give you 2 number 1s for Max Crosby. Okay?
But not for DJ Moore.
No, because then you're giving up a piece that got you there. You're giving up a piece that you need to get over that hump. Because then it becomes, well, we need a piece at wide receiver. So then if you're giving up pieces to get pieces, that doesn't work out. I got no problem giving up draft capital. Give up all the draft capital you want. Now, if you got to give up a number 2 wide receiver, or you got to give up, a backup, or a couple. Okay, that's fine. but you do not give up the crux of what got you to where you are.
I agree with you. I'm not giving up on DJ Moore. Now,
No.
do I like LeVar Burton, right? Luther, I called him LeVar Burton is from Picture Page and Star Trek. I apologize. Right. There's too many names in my head. No, Luther Burton is the rookie who showed potential. You still got these. You have all these wide receivers on the team. No, I'm keeping DJ Moore.
You got to keep DJ Moore, and that's got to be, And listen, if that is indeed what's being asked, the Raiders have every right to ask for him.
Yeah.
But the Bears have every right to say no.
See, my thing is, okay, so 2018, they traded 2 first-round picks and got Khalil Mack from the Raiders of all teams in his prime and got him. It led to 1 division title, and then the double doink game happened, and they lose to Philadelphia in the first round. And then that's about it for that core of team. I would not do the trade. You would. But your stipulation is we'll give you draft capital. We're not giving up DJ Moore. I'm not giving up DJ Moore under any circumstance.
No, I wouldn't give up DJ Moore either. And I'll give you, there are other pieces that we can put on the table, but DJ Moore is non-negotiable.
All right, here's Crosby's stats. I did some research for you. Last year on a terrible Raiders team, 10 sacks, 45 tackles. 1 interception. 2024, 7.5 sacks, 28 total tackles. 23, probably his best year, 14.5 sacks, 55 tackles. So my question is, you trade for him, it's win now mode. You probably have to give him a bigger contract. And look, I better get 14 or 15 sacks. If I'm going all in, I better get to the championship game. So there's part of me, I'm not going with it. I'm not, but
I think if you're the Bears, I think you lay off of this, and I think you go. I don't know what your cap situation's like, but if you got the cap money to go get a guy like an Odafe Owe, you go sign a guy like that.
I want to ask you with the NFL, Alan Zlotorzynski, have you watched anything from the Combine? Because for the first time in my life, and you know me, we both love the draft, love it. I did not watch anything for the Combine.
No,
what's up, man?
The Bears could also go get Trey Hendrickson. No, I did not watch the Combine. I didn't watch one. I didn't watch the 30-second clip of it. I didn't. And I honestly think the Combine's in trouble, Mark. I can foresee 10 years from now where the NFL Combine does not take place anymore. I don't think there's a need for it now. I think that what you're ultimately going to see, I shouldn't say that. I still think there's a need for it now, but I think like everything else in college football, what you're ultimately going to see are these pro days line up. Mm-hmm. And I think you're going to see these NFL scouts visit these various places around the country. And I know it's just easier to bring these guys to one location and have everybody there, but I think in 10 years, the NFL Combine is done. I don't think you'll see it. I don't think it'll take place anymore. And I think you'll have these, these individual workouts, that's what I think we'll see. Because, it's not like everybody in the NFL draft is there.
No. Look, here's the other one on top of that, because I'm going to back up your point. We had the Senior Bowl a couple weeks ago in Mobile, Alabama, which is always a great event. No one would talked about that either. There was nothing going on. You don't hear about the game. You don't hear about the workouts. There are no clickbait type headlines. Nothing. All I saw, one clip I saw from the Combine is the Alabama quarterback, Ty Simpson, throw a pass. That was it. That's all I saw. And Fernando Mendoza, he didn't throw either. None of these quarterbacks. The last one to really do anything was our guy, Anthony Richardson from Florida, where he went crazy and the Colts stupidly took him with the 4th pick in the draft. That's it. That's the last thing we've known from the Combine. It's ridiculous.
Well, I think the Combine through the years has helped find diamonds in the rough. They've helped get players drafted. But I don't think the Combine tells these guys anything about these players they don't already know.
I saw a clip. I thought of you. Someone on TikTok posted Kyle Monungai clips from Rutgers. But look, he He looks like he's a 12-year-old playing peewee football in the Big Ten against these other teams, but he's moving. Dude, 7th round pick to the Bears, and he was a stud. So it's funny what you say, like with the draft. It's like there are guys out there. You have to go find them if you're NFL GMs. But man,
and that's where the better scouting departments will rise to the top. That's where the cream rises to the top.
You are absolutely right. All right, I want to go over this story with you, and I appreciate coming on, Alan. It's one that really hits you personally. Mm-hmm. You have covered this baseball game for the last couple of years here in Brevard County. I want to bring this up where it is the Coach Kelsey's 6th annual charity baseball game. Right, it's gonna be Holy Trinity and Cocoa Beach. It's gonna be this Saturday, March 7th. Right, noon with the first pitch. You've done it before. Has it been other like proceeds for charities? What's it been like, Alan?
It's been terrific. 3 years ago, I broadcast part of the game with Tim Wakefield.
Yeah.
It's just been it's been a lot of fun. Generally, the charity is the St. Jude's Children's Hospital, which is a terrific organization. This year, we have a different recipient, and it's like you said, someone near and dear to my heart. It's Caleb Brown, who Caleb found out that quite possibly he could have one more surgery left. It's a reconstruction of his urethra. I've put all this information in a post on Brevard Sports Network. And so fingers crossed on that. That surgery is scheduled for May 4th. Okay. But Caleb has run out of insurance, and he's been denied insurance. He's appealing that. Our healthcare system sucks, period, end of story. I just don't know how else to get into it. I'm not going to get into it, but the bottom line is Caleb needs help. And I cannot thank Coach Tommy Kelsey, the athletic directors, James Phillips, Ted Kimmy, Brian Johnson, all of the coaches involved, Holy Trinity, everybody involved for doing this on Saturday.
Okay, so the game is coming up Saturday. It's free and open to the public, but then you can make a donation once you get there, right, Alan?
Yeah, it's all the proceeds. There's going to be 50-50 raffle. There's going to be sports memorabilia items there to bid on. And then you can make donations, things like that. So, yes, it's going to be a terrific day.
Do I need to donate some type of sports memorabilia? Are you doing that as well?
Yeah, I'm donating several pieces of sports memorabilia. I have a 1961 New York Yankee program against the Baltimore Orioles. And in that program, Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle have both hit home runs. The score was kept.
How did you get this?
My grandfather, and the things like in mint condition.
You know what? I know that must mean a lot to you. You've had that for a long time. It's been part of your family. The fact that you're putting that up for auction because I know you care about Caleb and you want to make sure he's going to be all right. That's very nice of you, buddy, that you're going to be doing that. That is really nice.
Yeah, no doubt.
Yeah, so you're calling the game as well, right?
Yeah, well, I'll be doing that too. Caleb will be there. I think he's going to try and throw out the first pitch. Look, Caleb didn't have an arm before he got hurt. Okay, I mean,
Caleb's a great guy.
No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. Caleb's going to be there.
All right, for people who don't know the story, Caleb's been working with you, and he loves Brevard County area sports. He loves all sports around the state of Florida. Did that happen when he got hurt? Was that last summer? Because I remember
it was last September. He was broadcasting a youth football game, and he was on the top of a scaffolding, and a gust of wind came along. It was about 20, 25 feet in the air, and the weather changed, and a gust of wind came along, and it blew this scaffolding over with him on the top, and he hit the ground. And quite honestly, Mark, Caleb was extremely lucky. We're all very lucky. But Caleb was extremely lucky that, he wasn't killed, because if one of those poles hit him in the head, it kills him. Well, maybe not Caleb. I mean, Caleb's got a hard head. But I'm kidding. You know what I mean. But, look, he could have been paralyzed easily. And that's the thing I think that I'm stunned about. falling as far as he did and hitting the ground as hard as he did. You know, he fractured his pelvic area, ruptured his urethra. I mean, it was just terrible what this kid has gone through. And he's fought, he's battled, and it's cost him his job. It's cost, I mean, so an event like this is huge.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. So if you want more information, go to Facebook, find Brevard Sports Network. Alan did a great job posting everything. And here's the long term. This is how you got to look at it. All right, you got to raise that money. I know it's not going to be easy, but I know the local community is going to help out. I'm going to help out. Get that surgery, get recovered, and get his ass ready for football in the fall. That's the best way you got to
be ready to go. No more scaffoldings, but he'll be ready to go.
Look, I understand 100%. Before I let you go, what sports are you calling this week then?
We got a lot of baseball on tap. We got a girls flag football game scheduled tonight, but I'm going to be honest with you. I think I'm going to have to reschedule that one. Like I said, I'm a little under the weather today.
Oh, okay.
And so I think I'm going to reschedule that to another day. Sometimes you just got to listen to your body. You know what I mean?
Well, you called, but didn't you call flag football game?
Yeah, I did one last week, Coco and Vieira. I did a great softball game last night between Melbourne and O'Galley that went to 9 innings. So it was just a phenomenal softball game. Saw a young lady by the name of Cammie Potts hit a home run last night. Let me tell you a quick story about Cammie. Okay. Cammie grew up. She wasn't a softball player. She didn't want to play softball. She wanted to play baseball with the boys. Okay. She was just as good as any boy I'd ever seen play Little League Baseball. And in fact, I was blessed one time to be able to call a home run she hit over the fence in Little League Baseball, right? Well, she gets to high school, and now she's got to play softball.
Yeah.
So she's a great softball player. She transferred from Vieira to Melbourne this year. Last night, she gets up in the top of the 9th inning. They had already taken a 1-run lead. They play with the Texas tiebreaker. But here she has an opportunity to give her team, an extra run lead. She hit a ball over the scoreboard in the trees in dead center field that I think maybe just still going over your office right now.
That's awesome, man.
Absolutely incredible. And it was quite a thrill for me because Caleb even pointed out, he said, that's got to be like a full circle moment for you. To see her hit a Little League home run and then to watch her hit that thing last night, that was pretty special.
All right, time out. I have to ask this question then. Is she a power hitter anyway in the lineup? Like, is she like a...
Well, in the first inning, Mark, she hit a line drive in the gap off the wall that was a triple. So she's just a hitter.
Okay. It's a good way of looking at it. It is. Back to flag football. I just want to ask this. So, we're one of the states that has it. It's not everywhere just yet. I know they're growing it. So is it one of those things where, it's like we should get a team for like every school in the area is going to get a team. Do you feel like that's going to happen?
Well, we have 13 of them that have them.
Wow.
Yeah, we have 13 of them that have them already that play in the FHSAA. And so, yes, I do think that, and I'm going to be honest with you, I absolutely fell in love with watching these young ladies out there playing this game. I mean, right now, you look at, we got 13 of them playing in 3 different classifications. Melbourne's 4-1. Space Coast is 3-0. Vieira is 3-0. Let me tell you something. They can play, Mark.
Yeah. See, I'm interested, and we've talked about this before. We're here at Alan Zlotorzynski, Brevard Sports Network. So we're going to have the Olympics in 2 years.
Yeah.
And you think of the men's team. Well, we start thinking of NFL players. Like, I'm getting Lamar Jackson on this team. Like, he should be my quarterback, right? You start thinking that way. The women's flag football team, I don't even know what are they going to have open tryouts? What are they going to do?
But maybe they ought to take a look at Haley Thibodeau from Space Coast, who through 3 games has passed for 440 yards already.
The men's team might need her at Space Coast.
Talk to Jake Owens about that.
Well, that's exactly what's going to happen, dude. Dude, that's awesome. So
he's the head coach.
Oh, he does men's and women's.
Yes. A lot of the coaches, what you're seeing is a lot of the football coaches are coaching these girls' flag. That's how serious this is, Mark. This ain't no joke, bro.
All right, I got to come out and watch this. I got to see this. So, look, I appreciate coming on. I know you're not feeling well. Are you just going to lay low and then start watching the World Baseball Classic? Is that the game plan for you?
Does that start tonight?
I think it starts tomorrow.
No, if I take off tonight, which I think I'm going to have to, I'll lay low tonight, and then I think I have lacrosse tomorrow.
All right, that's what he's going to do. Alan Zlotorzynski, Brevard Sports Network. Thanks for your help, buddy, and I'll talk to you later, all right?
Appreciate you, man.
All right, good stuff. Love always talking with Alan Zlotorzynski as he's joining me here in the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Yes, take back control of your life. Call them today, 1-800-747-FREE. That's 1-800-747-3733. It's Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorneys. And I'm just going to say this real quick, and I love that conversation with Alan. Again, I'll just say it. I'm not giving up DJ Moore if I'm the Chicago Bears. I'm not doing it. No way, Jose, am I. No way. Again, I'm reading these reports this morning. Max Crosby available with the Raiders. And Vegas is going, the Bears are 2-1, the favorites to get him. And the rumor is you got to give up DJ Moore, first-round pick, and maybe a fifth-round pick to get him. No, I'm not doing it. Again, I went through this where they traded for Khalil Mack with the Raiders. They did that. And it got him a division title. They made the playoffs, and that was it. One playoff appearance by giving up 2 first-round picks to get him and giving him the big contract. And again, the Packers last year, they thought, hey, we're 1 player away. We're going to go get Parsons from Dallas. They get him, 2 first-round picks. He gets injured. It didn't work out. It didn't work out. I'm not doing it. And look, I brought this up, but if you're just tuning in, yeah, Crosby, 10 sacks, 45 tackles last year, 1 interception on a very bad Raiders team. If I'm giving you 2 first-round picks or DJ Moore, 5th-round pick and a 1, I better get 14.5 sacks like he did in 2023. And I better get to the Super Bowl. If I'm putting all the chips in, all of them, then I better get to the Super Bowl if I'm the Chicago Bears. Look, I like Burton going into the second year. He was great as a rookie coming on late. I love the tight end from Michigan. And Dunze, I'm still not sure on with the Bears. He was very, in and out of the lineup with injuries. He showed flashes. But DJ Moore is still the best wide receiver on this team. And I know his stats dipped this past year. Well, that's because you added more different weapons on offense. I want DJ Moore. I want my draft capital. And if you're the Bears, you go to the draft and you draft edge rusher, linebacker, secondary, all defense in this draft. And all of them are on rookie contracts. And that's how you build it. That's what the Chiefs did a couple years ago. They paid Patrick Mahomes. They paid Kelsey. But then that defense was all built through the draft. And they got to 2 straight Super Bowls after that. That's what the Bears need to do. I'm all in. And look, if they do it, they do it. But if you get Crosby and you are the Bears, then you better make it to the Super Bowl. That's what it needs to be. I just had to get that off my chest, right? I had to do it. And if you're watching this outside of the state of Florida, what Alan was bringing up a second ago, flag football, girls, varsity, high school level, it is growing in this state. It's going to be in the Olympics in 2 years. It is. And it's growing where girls are playing that sport. All right, let's switch gears. I know we got a lot of basketball real quick to talk about, where if you look at tonight, Magic hosts the Wizards. They're going to try to break their 2-game losing streak. UCF's going to try to get back on track. It is senior night tonight there in East Orlando. UCF's going to take on Oklahoma State. Gators, who just clinched the conference regular season championship over the weekend, beating up Arkansas, They have Mississippi State tonight for also their senior night. All these teams are in action tonight. But I want to go a little personal for me. This guy does a great job. He is a great friend of mine. He is the head basketball coach at UT Martin. He got his team to 21 wins. He used to be the coach here at Eastern Florida, here in Brevard County. I got a chance to talk to him before practice this morning, talking about his team. They're getting ready for the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament. This is a rising star in the world of college basketball. They're getting ready. They're going to be the 4th seed. Love this conversation. Here is Jeremy Shulman. Let's bring in this up and talk to this fine gentleman. He is the head basketball coach there at UT Martin. He's Coach Jeremy Shulman. His team's getting ready for the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament there at Evansville, Indiana. Coach, how you doing today?
Mark, what's going on, man? I'm so happy to be on here, and great to see you.
Here's the thing with Coach. I've known him for like a decade now. He's a great friend of mine. So we talk all the time, but then especially once he gets into conference play, forget it. I get a little text message time. So this was the one window I wanted to get you on before March Madness to talk about your team, which I know you guys are the 4th seed in the conference tournament. Coach, you won over 20 games this year in year 2. What are your thoughts on how you guys played this year?
I'm just so proud of our guys. I mean, it's been an amazing year, and we're not done yet. We've got a real chance to go out to Evansville this week and win the OVC tournament. Obviously, we're not the favorites, but we haven't been the favorites all year. We're sitting at 21 wins in the regular season. It's the most regular season wins in school history. We're tied for the 2nd most overall wins in school history, and we're doing this with 5 freshmen. And we're a very young team. I just love our guys. I love this team, and we got to get better, and we got to keep improving and make some adjustments going into the conference tournament. But I mean, we're ready to give it our best shot to win this thing and go dancing.
What growth did you see from your basketball team? And I know you had turnover when I asked this question, but from year 1 to year 2, what growth did you see with your basketball team?
A lot. I mean, we actually lost our 4 leading scorers last year to the portal, because that's just unfortunately sometimes what happens. And we had a good year in year 1. We really did. Had a good year and finished in the top 6 in the OVC, and won 14 games in year 1, which was already like the 8th most wins in school history. But our guys got better that returned. I mean, Andrija Bukamirovic and he's a former Eastern Florida player. He goes from averaging 6 points a game as a sophomore to averaging 14 points and 8 rebounds a game as a junior. Filip Radakovic, who played a lot as a freshman for us last year, averaged about 2.5 points a game. Now he's averaging 10 points a game as a sophomore. And so, I just thought our culture was really set right this year. Our leadership was set right. The guys we brought in, and we brought in a lot of freshmen. We have 8 freshmen on our team, 5 that are in our rotation. I just think we set the culture, and we're really trying to build something special here at UT Martin.
It's interesting. You were a JUCO coach at Eastern Florida. You won many conference championships. You went to Hutchinson, Kansas, trying to go for the JUCO championship. Do you feel like your time here in Florida over a decade, with that turnover where you only get a player 1 or 2 years, did that get you ready for Division I basketball with the current state, with NIL, transfer portal? Coach, did that get you ready?
It absolutely did, and that's what's wild about getting into this level at this time. Obviously, coaching Division I was always a dream of mine, but one of the reasons it was a dream is so I could coach guys for 4 years, so I could grow guys in our system, so we could develop players. And then it's like, okay, well, then COVID hits, and then portal hits, and NIL hits. It's like, well, never mind. Well, I'm Division I, but it's the same type of mentality as before. But again, to your point, I do think it helped really prepare me. And I think that's probably one of the reasons that, my athletic director here, who's absolutely incredible, gave me the opportunity, because he knew in this current landscape, that I'm used to replenishing a team every year, and we're used to building a roster from scratch, and we're used to having to teach our system over and over every single year. So I do think that helped, get the job in the first place, and helped us be successful, since I've been here.
You have a background with European basketball. You like to recruit there. You were just naming off these names, right? I know you'd like to drive PA announcers in Ohio Valley crazy with these names, buddy. How important was that to get some of these European players on your team to help you win basketball games this year?
It was very much so. And one, I think it's been cool. I think it's given us a real identity. UT Martin is not a traditional power. UT Martin's never been to the NCAA tournament before, which is obviously a huge goal for us this year to go to the NCAA tournament. And, kind of gives us a really cool niche. It gives us a really cool identity that we're recruiting international so much, and specifically European players, specifically for our system. And obviously you've seen my teams over the years and seen, how I coach, but, we value, unselfishness. We value passing. We value a team first approach. We value high IQ basketball players. And obviously we value, shooting and skill and pace and defense, all those things as well. But, we've really found a niche with our European players, a bunch of guys that really play the game the right way. A lot of guys that really can pass the ball and really distribute the ball. A lot of guys that really care about the team more than themselves. And it's been phenomenal, and even my last year at Eastern, obviously we are very heavily international, primarily international. We had one of the best years in school history, that final year with Owen Aquino. And, we just continue that here, and I think it's been a nice recipe for success, even on such a young team. We're probably the youngest team in the country with 8 freshmen and 5 that are playing in the rotation.
You talked about winning 20-plus games in the regular season, but I know you're not happy. You want to continue to get better with your team, and does it start with this conference tournament?
Well, you do know me. I'm sitting out here again. Got to film again at 7 in the morning like I do most mornings, and I'm on a relentless journey to help our team get better. It's not good enough for us just to win 21 games. It's not good enough for us just to be in the tournament, and it's not good enough for us to even worry about wins and losses. I just want to get better. I just want our team to play better on Thursday than we've played in any game this year. I want us to play better on Friday than any game we've played all year. I want us to play better on Saturday than any game we've played all year, because that improvement is important. And that's the process we always preach. Results can lie. Wins can lie. You can win a game and still hide a lot of issues and mistakes. You can lose a game because of some fluky last second shot, and that doesn't mean you're not a good basketball team. And so we're trying to stay very hungry in the process to improve, very hungry in the process to grow. And I think that's what's beautiful about basketball. It's a never-ending journey. It's a never-ending chase to try to solve basketball. Like, that's one of my goals. That's one of my dreams, is to solve basketball. And you can't solve basketball, but it's this 4D Rubik's Cube that you're continually trying to figure out, how to solve it. You can't, but that journey to growth, that journey to trying to solve it is just, that's what gets me excited every day.
We're here with Jeremy Shulman, head basketball coach at UT Martin. They're getting ready for the Ohio Valley Conference Tournament. I know you guys have a bye. I know your opponent might be playing Wednesday. I know you guys are going to be driving up there, figuring out who you'll be playing on Thursday. But down the stretch, I feel bad saying this to you, but you know this better than anyone. You guys lost 3 of 4. Senior day, I only scored 42 points. Coach, what happened in that regular season finale?
Yeah, we've like a lot of teams, you have your ups and downs. And one thing I've learned about college basketball at the Division I level, everybody's good. Everybody's well coached. The margins are so slim. And so even when we're winning, the margins were slim. We just found a way to win a few. When we lose some, the margins are slim. We ran into a buzzsaw our last game on senior day. We still guarded well. We held Tennessee State, who won our league, to 1 point per possession. With our defense, which was again phenomenal. We got the best defense in the OVC. Unfortunately for us, our offense didn't show up that day. We've had some offensive struggles, especially at home. And credit goes to Tennessee State. They're old. They've got a 6-year senior point guard who was the Big East MVP a couple years ago of the Big East tournament. And he's a phenomenal player. He played at Georgetown and also played at Virginia and Memphis. They've got 2 super old 6'6" guards on the wing that are both 5th-year seniors and older guys. They're old in the front court. And, our youth caught up to us a little bit there. And they knew they had to win. The highest we could place was second going into Saturday. They knew they had to win the title, or if they lost, they wouldn't even have a first round. They wouldn't even have a double bye. They'd only have a single bye in our tournament. And so, unfortunately, we got their best effort. We didn't play well, and they're a phenomenal team. They're well coached. Nolan Smith, who is a star point guard at Duke, is their head coach, and they are a fantastic team. They're the team that I predicted to win the regular season in the preseason. I was the only coach that voted for them to win it in the preseason poll. But you could tell how talented they were, how well coached they were, and credit goes to them. But it's a lot of learning. I always say, I think it was a Nelson Mandela quote, but you're either winning or you're learning. There's no learning. There's no losing. There's either winning or learning. And we learned some hard lessons on Saturday, but It's part of our growth. Things are not linear at this level.
Okay, just hit me. I saw Nolan Smith play for Duke. It's finally happened, Coach. We're getting up there. It's finally happening.
Yes.
The next generation, It is. And I know your players. I know after that loss, I know they're motivated. Do you see that in practice leading to this? Like, look, they want to play better moving forward.
Well, I'm going to always be honest on these things. Like, I'm not ever going to give coach speak. We're still hurt yesterday at practice. We were still defeated a little bit at practice yesterday. We've got a ways to go to get right mentally for this week, and we're going to get there because I think today we're going to be a whole lot better. And we went through some things yesterday at practice, and we addressed some things head on. But when you have a tough loss like that on senior day against a team that just on that given day was just flat out better than us, and it could hurt the ego some. And so we're having to look internally and realize that it's okay. It's still just learning. It's still just a one game. They were better than us. It's okay that they're better than us. It's okay for us to face our fears. It's okay for us to face our failures and not have to deflect and just hit those things head on to get better. And so we'll be absolutely ready by Thursday. But it's a good thing we didn't play yesterday on a Monday.
It's a good point. Tell me about those fans at these home games. I know you must love it, dude. How about the support of that community and going out rooting for you guys?
It's incredible, and we had great support, obviously in Melbourne and Eastern Florida. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And so, but the community here has really embraced us. I mean, it's a small town here. Everything in this town revolves around, UT Martin, and revolves, specifically for us, revolves around UT Martin basketball. You go, I'm looking at different businesses right around me right now, and they've got UT Martin alumni with the Skyhawk logo in their, windows. Like, this is such a big thing here. And so our community support's been incredible. Obviously, we're still trying to grow, here. And, it's been great. And we've got a great home atmosphere. And it's important to a lot of people, and that's the thing that's so really, really, I guess, cool about, not just this level, but this community. It matters to people. It really does. I do every Tuesday morning a Let's Talk Basketball for a lot of, community and boosters and donors and people. That we do it at 7:30 in the morning on Tuesday mornings, and we get coffee and donuts. And, a lot of the, questions that are asked, I mean, like, this matters. Like this school has never gone to the NCAA tournament. This school hasn't always had success on the court. And so, like, there's a lot of pride in, there's just a lot of pride here. There's just a lot of people that almost get teary-eyed talking about how important this team is to them. And that's special. And to me, it makes me want to win, even more for them and win even more for this community than just my team or myself, because it's bigger than us.
Great answer. I want to know, like, do you ever go out like, I got to go get some bread and milk, and then someone starts criticizing your defense? Does that happen, Coach?
Well, thankfully, we're the number one defense in the OVC and one of the tops in the country, so no one's criticizing our defense. Now, the offensive side, no. What's great is, everyone's so supportive. There's none of that, but it is cool that when I go places, I'll see someone I've never seen before. Again, in a small town, that's probably not easy, but I see someone I've never seen before, and they're like, "Coach, thank you so much for everything. I'm at all your games. It's just, your team means so much to me and means so much to me and my husband and blah, blah, blah." I'm like, this is cool. Like it does really, really matter. And it is a small town. So everybody, it's kind of wild, but everybody knows who I am around here, so when I go somewhere, when I cut my hair, everybody's like, "Oh my gosh, Coach cut his hair. It's a big deal." Like, it's a small town and people know it. Everybody knows everybody here, and everybody knows all of our players, every one of them. Everybody knows every one of our players, and it means a lot, to the community.
That is awesome. All right. I want to ask you this real quick. I know you're busy, man. So thanks for coming on. Recruiting. I know it's nonstop. Yeah. You're getting ready for a conference tournament, but are you also on the phone, looking at maybe transfer portal and high school players? How's it going, Coach?
So I am not doing any of the recruiting. Now, I have an incredible staff. So I've got, Truman Moore, I've got Sally Hahn, I've got Mark White, who are our main three recruiters. Those guys are hitting the phones constantly. They're always on watching video. They're on the phones. They're talking to agents. They're talking to players. They're talking to coaches. So they're doing an incredible job, putting us where we need to be on a recruiting aspect. And that allows me to be a little different than a lot of head coaches, where I don't want to deal with it during the season. Now, I'll go at it hard in April, but during the season, I want to invest everything I have in my current team. I don't want to worry about the future. I don't want to worry about other players. I want to just pour as much love I can into my players, pour as much, effort and time into the video, into breaking down, what little ways can we win in the margins. And it's funny, we're doing this, StreamYard right now, and I keep looking in the background that I've got a video up. So as soon as we're done, like I get to unpause it and go back to, trying to get better. But my staff's incredible. I mean, the fact that, especially, True and Selly are just on it with the recruiting nonstop, and they've just been, all year long, just been phenomenal, getting us where we need to be on that. So I don't have to worry about that till April.
I'll end with this, and I appreciate, again, you coming on. You're getting ready. We don't know who they're going to be taking on just yet. We will find out by Wednesday night. The two parts this season that really made me proud was, first, there was some random college basketball podcast I've never seen before, and they're breaking you down personally. And I was like, wait, I know that guy, right? And the joke was oh, this guy really recruits Europe. I was like, yeah, you should see the rest of his family, okay? Your wife was superstar, college volleyball player. And dude, I wouldn't be shocked if Nikola Jokic is your cousin or something, right? So, that one. And then randomly, there was a Saturday in January. I'm just flipping the channels and you pop up and you guys are playing. I was like, dude, that's my boy. It's so awesome, right? I just want you to know that.
And don't forget, we played your alma mater. We play alma mater twice a year. The connections run even deeper than just the Europe stuff or the podcast. Your alma mater, you're a legend in the OVC. I guess y'all were probably Summit League when you were there, but it's pretty cool. We get to play at the house that Mark Moses built.
Here's what's funny about it. Every time he goes to Western Illinois to beat my Leathernecks, this is very key now. Right? He'll send me the text. Oh man, I'm in Macomb. This is so cool. ... We won, by the way, just in case you heard that one. You're in the locker room. You guys are celebrating. Yeah, we took down Mark's team. That's right. That's what it's all about. No, I know you respect them as a program. I know you
100%. And their coach Chad is a great friend of mine. And he does a really good job there. But it is cool that your alma mater is in our league, and it is cool. I do send you a text every time we're there. And it's always negative 10 degrees when we go there.
Oh, dude, I tried coming up for a game, and then I looked at all right, how am I getting there? All right, well, there's a massive snowstorm right now, so get your get some type of. Yeah, dude, because it is far, but I promise you, I will come next year. Yeah. So, all right, today.
Well, I need one promise. I need one promise from you, though, as far as coming to a game.
What?
If we are fortunate enough to win 3 in 3 days at the OVC tournament, and on Saturday night we're cutting down the nets in Evansville.
Yeah.
You have to come to the NCAA tournament to see us.
Where are we going?
Wherever they send us. We might be playing Duke first round. Might be playing Arizona first round.
It'll be Spokane, Washington. Let's go. We're driving there.
We might be playing Gonzaga in Spokane. Who knows? But you got to come. You got to come. We make the NCAA tournament. If we shock the world and win 3 in 3 days, you got to come.
Fine. It's a deal. Today is Tuesday morning as we're recording this. So you guys are leaving tomorrow? What's the game plan?
Yeah. Tomorrow we'll have practice in the morning here at our place, and then we'll hit the road, and then we'll do some stuff and film at the hotel like we usually do, and then we'll actually go to the Ford Center in Evansville to watch the first round game of Southern Illinois Edwardsville against East Illinois. So we'll get to watch and get to see who our future opponent is.
Great stuff. Jeremy Shulman, thank you so much for your help. Good luck to your team, and I hope I can get you on again sometime. All right?
Anytime. Great seeing you.
Great stuff. Love talking with my good friend Jeremy Shulman, and good luck to his Skyhawks there at the OVC tournament. That is going to be fun. Yeah, love this time of year. We're here in March. We're going to have regular seasons. Yes, finishing up today and then this weekend. Then you'll get to these conference tournaments. It's the best time of year. The best time of year. All right, here's what we're going to do for What's on Tap. Tonight, the Magic, they have a 2-game losing streak. They're going to be hosting the Wizards tonight there from the Kia Center. Then, hopefully, Cooper Flagg plays Thursday night as they're going to be hosting the Mavericks. UCF, they have senior night tonight there at the arena in East Orlando. They're going to take on Oklahoma State. Then they got West Virginia on Friday. Gators, senior night as well there at the O-Dome in Gainesville. They're going to host Mississippi State. Then they're at Kentucky on Saturday. Those are the games I'm going to be watching for tonight. Yeah, that is what's on tap. And I'm still playing Resident Evil 9 Requiem, which is phenomenal. Can't stress that enough. Love playing it. I'm going to play that for about 2 hours. Then I'm going to watch basketball for the rest of the night. That's how I roll. So here's the key. If you'd like to be a future advertiser here of the Mark Moses Show, shoot me an email. Go to markmoseyshow.com. I want to hear from you. And yeah, we're always broadcasting from the Anidjar and Levine Accident Attorney Studios. Thank you to Alan Zlotorzynski, Brevard Sports Network, and UT Martin head basketball coach Jeremy Shulman. Tomorrow, Trey Wallace, Outkick. We're going to talk SEC basketball with him. And Kyle Nash, he's covering the Magic game tonight. We're going to break that down tomorrow. And he covers UCF athletics as well. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow right here on the Mark Moses.